Saturday, February 6th, 2010, the second time around.
During this day, Mr. Daly was walking the streets reliving the events of the past 2 years. Mr. Daly often took a walk on Saturdays for the exercise and to be alone with his thoughts. Mr. Toland was in his office conducting business as usual. Mr. Toland often worked on Saturday since the stores were always open. Mrs. Daly was working in the hospital. Edward Toland, now 10 years old, was skating on the frozen pond near the bottom of the hill leading up to the family mansion. Thomas Daly, while walking in the vicinity of the pond, saw Edward skating. The sight of Yancey Toland's son skating playfully filled his heart with joy. Then suddenly he saw the ice crack and Edward fall in. The pond was only about 5 feet deep, but with the frigid water temperatures and the heavy metal skates, Edward was not able to pull himself up wrapped in his bulky winter coat. Thomas ran to save Edward. Thomas knew that the pond was not very deep. When Thomas jumped into the pond, the water came to his neckline. Thomas grabbed Edward and lifted him up so he could breathe. Edward reached to find a solid piece of ice and pulled himself to solid ground. Thomas followed, shivering from the frigid ice water. When Mrs. Toland could no longer see Edward from her picture window view, she rushed down to check on Edward. When she got to the pond, she found Edward and Mr. Daly soaking wet and freezing cold. She screamed,
"Edward! Mr. Daly! What are you doing?"
Mother, I fell into the icy pond and Mr. Daly pulled me out.
"Mr. Daly?
Mrs. Toland said.
Mr. Daly? I don't know why God put you at this spot at this exact moment, but I thank God he did. Now both of you, come on up and get those wet clothes off and warm up before you catch your death."
Upon hearing what happened, Yancey Toland was unable to express his gratitude to Mr. Daly. From that moment on, Mr. Daly found his life had changed. He was promoted and put in charge of trainees at the factory. No longer working 8-hour shifts on the line, his vacation time increased, his pay increased, and his overall self-respect heightened. Mr. Daly could not believe that fortune had smiled down upon him to such a magnificent degree. This was a good day for the Daly family. Not only had Thomas Daly's life changed, but also Angela received in the mail early acceptance to Penn State University on a full scholarship. Although Angela had no memory of the role Angela Angel played in her family's good fortune, she could not help thinking that some divine intervention was involved.
Postlude, March the 1st, 2010, the second time around.
With her work done, Angela Angel was prepared to leave Angela. Angela Angel had remained Angela's guardian angel for 17 years, but now it was time to leave for her next little girl. As Angela lay in bed with her mind reeling from the events of the past several weeks, she saw the same glowing light that came over Angela Angel that she had seen on this same exact day the first time around. Only Angela did not remember that she already lived this day once and was now experiencing déjà vu. From this point on, Angela's life will be built on new experiences and new happenings that she has never lived. The wisdom of Angela Angel forced Angela to use her one wish for the best possible outcome. Only Angela will not remember anything about a wish. All Angela will remember is her favorite doll that used to talk to her but now sits speechless on her doll shelf.